Well, good day, everybody. Sorry you're not seeing my face. I've actually got the GoPro on my chest mount, and we're going to go do an owl rescue right now. I just got a phone call. There's an owl not far from here that has been injured, and we're going to go see if we can find it and get it picked up and see what's wrong with it and see if we can help it. Hi kids. This is our current rehab facilities and that we're got going. Oh, here's my net. Hey guys, hey Scout. Yes, we're gonna go play in a little bit, I promise. But right now I gotta go rescue an owl. So this is my net that I grabbed so that we can hopefully grab the owl quickly and humanely. So let's get out of here. You know, I'm on call to care for injured wildlife 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so we'll go see if we can get that owl picked up. So we'll go ahead and turn those off for the moment. Well, I hope this thing is, yeah, it looks like it's running good. Now, most of you haven't had a chance to see the area in which I live, but this is where I live. We've got a mix of agricultural and subdivisions. And we've got, off to my right, maybe I'll show you on the way back, the sheep are in now for the winter. They're off the mountain, and so they can be cared for and fed throughout the winter time. And this is actually really good habitat for owls and some of the broad-winged hawks like the red-tailed hawk and the Swainson's hawk. This is they really like these agricultural areas because there's because of agriculture, a lot more rodents, a lot more food source. And so out in the sagebrush desert, it's they have to work a lot harder to find their food, but hanging around these agricultural areas, they are able to feed themselves far more efficiently. But there's a problem with all of this, and that is the power lines, barbed wire fences, cars, buildings, windows, lots and lots of man-made hazards that come with agricultural and agricultural mixed residential facility or areas like this. And so on the one hand, it's really beneficial, and the birds of prey do quite well, and on the other hand, there's a lot more danger. And the owl that we're going to try to find, I don't know what's wrong with it, but I'm going to guess it was probably hit a barbed wire fence, hit a car hit it, or some human cause would be most likely as to why this owl is down. The directions really are kind of a little bit vague, so I'm not exactly positive, but from the description, it's on the south side of the road. This is what they call Mid-Valley Road. It's on the south side of Mid-Valley Road, and it's under a pine tree by a fire hydrant, and closer to the veterinary clinic that's on the road here. So we'll see what we can figure out. You know, people here in rural Utah, they don't give you really good directions and addresses. It's a little bit funny. It's kind of like, well, you know, you go down that road until you see the cows, and then after you see the cows, go another, you know, a few hundred yards and turn at the tree, and after you turn at the tree, go, you know, another few hundred yards or few miles until you see the old barn. And so it's, you know, their directions, you kind of have to get used to the directions. It's not go to this address. Well, there's a pine tree on the left hand side, so I'm gonna guess we're pretty darn close to where that owl is, and we'll pull over and see what we can do. The weather's, and there's the fire hydrant, so we're pretty darn close. The weather's been very cold here in Utah. It's been in the it's been around zero. Oh, there's a horned owl sitting right there. Okay, I see him. The temperature's been at night around zero, and the daytime's been getting up into the 20s. So it's been pretty darn cold. And we'll just have to see what we got. Hey, horned owl. What you doing, kiddo? Okay, let's see if we can grab our little friend. I don't know how good this view is, but there's our friend. There's the great horned owl. And yeah, oh, you poor little thing. Definitely got a broken wing. Which way are we gonna go here? You gonna challenge me, are you? Oh, that's good. Can you guys see my little friend here? There's our horned owl. All right. Okay, we got him right here. Now we have to be really careful with these guys. There's no bird in the world that has sharper talons than these guys. These horned owls are just deadly with those feet. And so the first thing I've got to do is I've got to get in here and get those feet so that I don't get grabbed. There we go, little guy. And here he is. There's our little horned owl. Yes, there's my baby. Okay. There you are. You're sure beautiful. Yes, you are. You're sure a beautiful kid. I'm not sure if this is helping you guys see him or not, but here he is. Our horned owl. Okay. And let's get him back to the car. Now, this is the first wildlife rescue that I've been using the GoPro that was donated to us. We've been trying to understand how to use it more than anything else. This horned owl is a male, and I'm really good with critters, but I'm really bad with technology. So we're still trying to figure the whole technology thing out. Such a beautiful kid. This is a male, a little bit smaller one that we've got here. And we'll have to get you back and check that wing out, sweetie. Yes, we are. We'll get you taken care of. We'll see what we can do for you. Okay. Let's get him in the box. And I'm so grateful that this GoPro camera was donated to us. You know, I don't have time to call somebody when I have to do a rescue, to call somebody and say, you know, please come and help video. you know, the rescues are exactly that. They're rescues. It is something that gets done right now. My phone rings. I grab a transport box and a net, and I run just as fast as I can go to get these guys and try to get them into in as quickly as possible so we can hopefully help them out a little bit. But I'm going to be willing to bet you right now this owl was hit by a car. It obviously has a broken wing. Unfortunately, they don't know what a car is until one nearly kills them. And if they escape the first car, then they learn to stay away from them. And so this poor guy just unfortunately that wasn't the case. He wasn't able to get away from the car. They sit up on the power poles around this area, and they're feeding on the small rodents in the area. I love living here in southern Utah. And when I moved here 40 years ago, none of this was here. This was all agriculture, which was wonderful. But now we have, off to my right, I have a elementary school, and like I said, we have a lot of encroachment into the agricultural areas. And I guess somehow people think that's progress, but it does make my job harder, having to care for the animals. 3 poles ahead of us, there's a red-tailed hawk. Like I said, this is just such a great area for these animals to hunt. And so the hawk is just up there looking through the agricultural fields, looking for, you know, voles and kangaroo rats and gophers and prairie dogs and mice, and just its normal diet. Okay, let me show you guys this real quick. And this is part of the culture of southern Utah. Utah doesn't do this as much anymore, but sheep farming was a big part of what developed the area here. And I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but we'll go ahead and look, and you can see out here in front of me. Hi guys, how you doing? Huh? Yeah. And see, these guys are up on the mountain above Cedar City all spring, summer long, and then in the fall they bring them back down to the valley here to get them away from the snowpack and feed them throughout the winter in these fields. And so there's, I would estimate 200 to 300 sheep in this field, and again, this is just a matter of half a block from my house. And so that's kind of gives you kind of a neat thing when they're driving the sheep around town and around the valley here. And you got to be a little patient, because we don't have a lot of traffic jams here in Cedar City with cars, but we do have a lot of times when they're driving the sheep that you may have to wait a half an hour to an hour to very, very gently work your way through the sheep to be able to continue down the road. If you can just imagine going this little road right here and having 1,000, 2,000 head of sheep on it, and you need to get to the other end of the block, it'd be faster just to walk home. But you know, that's part of the charm of small town Utah. There's a Cooper's hawk up in that tree. Yeah, we have a lot of raptors in here, and I sure take care of my share of them. Well, we're back to my little home and our rescue facilities, and We're going to get this owl checked out a little more closely, see what we have to work with. Go from there. Okay. Now comes the most dangerous part, and really the most dangerous part is getting the owl out of this box. You know, they have what we call a fight or flight instinct, and which means if they can't escape, they attack. And this is with all wild animals. And this owl, if I can get him contained easy enough. There we go, I got him. There we are. I have to grab him very quickly, because if I miss, so that you guys can, you see these talons. Wow, if I miss, these are just absolute razor blades. These are just do a huge amount of damage, and so you've got to watch them very, very carefully. Now, one thing that you'll notice about the owl here is if you look at its feet, you can see there's feathers all the way across all of the toes, and so this owl is really, really built to do very, very well. You know, the legs are all feathered to help keep them warm, so they handle the cold exceptionally well, where some of the other birds of prey don't, but the owl certainly does. And so, okay, let's see where we're at here, guys. What we're dealing with this poor kid. Hey, baby, let's see what we got. Okay. Now, this wing feels fine. I think the right wing is good. It's nice and solid, but the left wing is what I saw that was worried me. And this is a big worry. This is bad. This is very, very, very bad. Oh, dear. Okay, here's our problem, guys. The problem is that this wing right here, this is, oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, this is the joint right here. This joint is basically just shattered. Just completely and totally shattered. It's broken from about here all the way into the joint area. I can feel it with my fingers. That's why it moves back like this, and it's not supposed to. Where if you look at this wing is solid here. It doesn't move back. And so the joint on the left side, this is just crushed from being hit by the car. Now here's the problem that we have, and please, I know you guys, you know, if you don't like bad news, then please turn this video off now, because we have a situation here where this joint being crushed right here, that's not repairable. I can't fix that. I cannot. I mean, we can splint it, and it will, and the calcification will grow just like with any other break, and this joint will seize up, and this joint cannot move. This owl will never, ever, ever fly again. Now, here's our problem. In this kind of a situation where he will never, ever fly again, we can't keep him. That's against the law. I can't give him to anybody. That's against the law. And so this guy right here, unfortunately, is not really a good candidate to go into an education. Oh, that's so bad. Not even to go into an educational program. And we can't, like I said, we can't keep him. And have him wandering around with a broken wing is cruel. And so realistically, the bottom line, guys, is that as much as it breaks my heart. Oh, it's even broken right there too. Oh yeah, that's broken as well. So basically from here all the way to here is broken. The only thing I can offer him is to be humane and not allow him to suffer any longer with the damage. And I know I try to avoid telling people this. This is going to make my day a very, very bad day, because he's such a beautiful animal. But they all are beautiful animals. But for those who have been following my channel and following what I do, this is the thing that just absolutely breaks my heart. Is that this guy is just not salvageable, and I know he's not salvageable. I'm going to put him back in the box. and I'm going to run him to my vet, and we're going to shoot an x-ray to confirm what I already know, that this is not salvageable. This is not going to be a happy ending. This is not going to be a very good day for me, and I am so sorry, guy, that I can't fix that, but the car that hit you just really did a number there. So come on, let's get you back in your box. We're going to run to the vet and get an x-ray taken and see if I'm correct. But after 50 years of doing this, I have absolutely no doubt that we can't fix him. So here we go, guy. I am so very sorry. Here we go.